What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I had another request, and by the underscore new guy, Counterpunch to him. He sent me a video by Blue Blood Sports TV. Now, I saw the video, a little bit of it, yesterday, but I took time to hear it all out because, I wanted to hear it in its entirety before making a proper counterpunch on the particular video. And the video is it's from Blue Blood Sports TV. Sometimes we don't agree, sometimes we do. And in this case, it says case closed with a surprise emoji. It says Tyson Fury paid $5,000 to have gloves switched before fights. Exposed by British boxer. Okay. Now, this video was about the former British heavyweight contender and rival, John McDermott. My fellow Brits, we know of these two fights they had together. And he says the fellow countryman, undefeated two-time heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury, paid $5,000 to switch the gloves before their second fight. These claims are very similar to that of the Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC heavyweight world champion, American superstar, DEONTYWILDER. And here's what McDermott had to say. So, basically, he gave us the spiel on what happened, okay? And the deal was Tyson Fury paid the commission $5,000 to get a different color of gloves. And at the beginning, no one had a problem with that until the father of John McDermott and trainer, seeing that not only was the color changed, but it was a different type of glove. It wasn't a BBE, it was a Reyes glove. The same Reyes glove that was reported not to have padding in by a boxer. I think it was Raul, I believe his name was, and or Solis, right? So Solis, I think it's Raul Solis, and it was the same type of glove. And McDermott's father was like, hell no, that's not the case. And he was explaining it on an IFL television or IFL interview. And but what happened is, it's like this Reyes glove that Tyson Fury had, he paid $5,000 for the commission. And really McDermott was going after commission because it was shady how Tyson Fury paid him to change the glove. Okay. Now, when John wanted to get his own gloves, because he found some Reyes gloves, Tyson Fury was like, "No, you're not using those gloves, right? You're not using those gloves. You're paying for the glove that I paid you to wear. If it's either pay for the glove, it's either you wear the gloves that I paid you to wear, or there's no fight." So his father was like, "Screw it." John was like, "Screw it." So they were walking out, and then someone else above the ahead of the actual show said that, hey, if you walk out on this show, it's going to be on your head and you're going to be sued. Now, they made a decision to fight him anyway because they could believe they can fight him. A lot of people thought that John McDermott beat Tyson Fury because he dropped Tyson Fury in that fight, in their first encounter, right? Now, and what it is, they thought that they could beat Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury had gloves. And his father made a point like, he made a comment like, well, the gloves that we have protect or help to save brain damage. The gloves that he has promotes brain damage. That causes brain damage. So that was an issue, and I know Blue Blood put that in there for a reason, because he was trying to compare what the gloves that Tyson Fury wore to the gloves that the Mexican wore against, I forget his name now, but he was caught with, and then the gloves had no padding in it. But here's the thing, okay? My counterpunch to all this, because they, of course he tied Deontay Wilder into it, and then, John McDermott was stopped in the 7th round because he had punching power that he didn't have. He fought a different way. He gained weight. So he compared all that to Deontay Wilder, right? Okay. Okay, well, comparison, it was over in the 7th round. Okay, that's a comparison. He fought him in a different way. Well, Tyson Fury, he gets aggressive at times anyway. He used the weight gain as a deflector, right? As a cop out, so that they would think that he gained the muscle mass or gained the punching power because of how big he was. So they put a nice little package together. Okay, so let me start counterpunching. First of all, what the fuck does Reyes gloves have to do with those Taffin gloves, or Paffin, sorry, the Paffin gloves that he wore that night? Yes, it was an issue with the gloves. Tyson Fury had many issues with other people with other gloves. So as far as the Klitschko fight, he wanted a certain type of gloves. You guys remember that? So that's no big secret. And I know there's going to be a video about that. Watch. Coming soon to an LDBC channel near you. Okay. But that has nothing to do with that, because to compare that to Wilder's situation, first of all, Tyson Fury ain't paying no British commissioner any type of money over here. He ain't paying no commissioner for shit. So if that's what he's implying, he's dead wrong. That ain't gonna happen over here. I don't know what that slick shit they did over in Britain or what, the UK, that was bullshit. However, I will say this, that was slimy, because see, John couldn't wear those Reyes gloves like Tyson did. Tyson's saying, if I pay the $5,000 to pay for the gloves, I'll be damned, he's not going to find some same gloves like I did. He's going to keep the same ones because I paid the $5,000. I think that what was going on. But it was slick, because he should have told Team McDermott, that like, he should have told Team McDermott that they're changing punching gloves. All those are detrimental. Because see, a fighter puts his life on the line in there. So I get that. I understand that. That's bullshit. I wouldn't have, if I'm John McDermott, I would have told him, you sue me and see how far you get. I would have got me a lawyer and countersued, because this guy did some slick shit with the commissioner, and the commissioner was behind it. Right? So I wouldn't have fought Tyson Fury because he was trying to do something shady. Now you can reach and speculate it, because if he could change the color to get a certain type of gloves, okay, that's what it is. Now, speaking of Reyes gloves is notorious for punching. That's what they make them for. Those horsehair gloves, you can manipulate how the distribution of padding is. It's easy to do. Okay, just like the Mexican had no padding in them. And then if you want to compare it to anything, you can compare it to Mayweather Maidana. You remember the Mayweather Maidana? Mayweather and Maidana, they had some gloves that he said there ain't no fucking pad in the gloves. I think they were Reyes gloves also. Reyes gloves are known for punchers. Look, the gloves are meant to protect the hands, not the head or the face of fighters, people. You're going to get punched, you're going to get punched. It don't matter what it is. Some have more cushion in them. Mayweather was notorious for wearing some with cushion because his hands were shit. Okay? That's what it was. That's the whole, you wouldn't see Mayweather with Reyes gloves because his hands are brittle. He has very bad hands. Okay, so to compare it to anybody, you could compare that to the situation that Mayweather had with Maidana. And it still didn't really go into Mayweather's favor. Mayweather just didn't get him to wear those same gloves, but the problem was he had to pay Maidana like $2 million more to not to wear the gloves. In Tyson Fury's case, he already had paid in advance $5,000 to wear the gloves that he wanted to wear, which is still shitty because he should have went over that with Team McDermott. Okay, that's the fucked up part. And along, not only him, but the commission that he paid the $5,000 to should have done the same thing. So I get what they're saying. But to compare that and to try to tie that into Deontay Wilder with the 7-round stoppage and the weight gain and stuff like that, it is what it is. Like, it's one of those things where if you have a person that pulls some slick shit, and you know how long that was? That shit was 10 years ago. 8, 9 years ago. At least a decade, or a little bit less, when he fought McDermott for the second time, damn you. So, again, it's another video to try to slander and to make a case, to build a case against Tyson Fury, that probable cause that he's capable of doing these type of things because he's done them in the past. I see what they're doing. However, you can't tie that into, copy. You can't tie that into Tyson Fury with those type of gloves, because he didn't wear those type of gloves. He didn't pay any commission off here that we know of. He didn't pay any commission off here to wear a certain amount of gloves or anything like that. He didn't have an issue with the gloves. There were never issues with the gloves in the first fight. Okay, there wasn't. So let's stop talking like we're experts, and Tyson Fury is this dude that has a history of glove tampering when it comes to Deontay Wilder. He might have had that before, right? He might have had problems with gloves before, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's guilty of something that he's doing now. Even with the drug test, it's the same shit. Just because he failed a drug test back in 2015, he would have failed it anyway because he tested positive for cocaine and all this other shit. They ain't going up the hill. And what it is, these guys are trying to tie all this in to what happened to Wilder. Wilder, as far as we know, okay, he got his ass whooped. That's all that is. And what people are doing, it's clever, because the more shit you can pile up on the top of a person, it's almost like being reputed but never convicted. That's exactly what this is. So you're bringing someone in for questioning, but you always come up with shit. That's what's happening. Because even the video, it sounds good. It sounds catchy with the title, but it ain't no case closed. In fact, there ain't no case open. Okay, so if there's no case open yet, the only case is for Deontay Wilder to fight a guy like Tyson Fury. Maybe he should have done what I recommended John McDermott doing. John McDermott should have never fought fucking Tyson Fury again. That's like Deontay Wilder. If he thinks Tyson Fury's such a fucking cheat, he should never fight him again. Case closed. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Blue Blood Sports TV's video or whatnot. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.